guys, Freaky Trades here, bringing you another new weekly stock watch list. Before we get started though, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. And without much more being said, we can go ahead and dive into the watch list for this week. So as far as earnings go, we have stocks like McDonald's opening up on Monday pre-market. That could be something. I know that's something that a lot of Wall Street Reddit kids like to look at. So that's something that could always be a possibility. I don't think I would trade it, but that is always something that people would look at. Shopify, that's definitely going to be an interesting one on pre-market Tuesday. I'll be for sure looking at that one. We have stocks like UPST on Tuesday after market, Reddit, Robinhood. Let's see. Coinbase, another good one on Thursday. Airbnb as well on Thursday. Roku as well. So it looks like Thursday is really going to be the biggest day for this week as far as stocks with earnings go. So now that we're kind of nearing outside of the tech sector with the main stocks that we like to trade in the chat and on this channel, we're looking to be pretty clear here. So going forward, though, we can go ahead and dive into the watch list now, which I'm sure all of you guys are waiting on. First things first, though, you guys know I like to cover NQ and ES. So if I go to NQ on the 4-hour here, you guys can see that we had rejected off of a 4-hour trend line on the 4-hour. So currently, for the meantime, since there is no downside setup, it'll be the same thing as last week. I will be focused on the upside on 22,000 on NQ, and then after that, looking at 22,100. Have no other trend lines that I need to be on the lookout for, so we're pretty good and set on that end. Next up is ES or SPY for a lot of you. So going to ES here, kind of the same story with NQ, only with ES, we are not breaking the 4-hour downtrend. We had rejected near it. So going forward onto this week, same idea as with NQ. I'll be keeping an eye out for 61.30, which is roughly where that trend line breaks. Anything can happen over the weekend. Anything can gap up, anything can gap down, but that is what I'm going to be looking at. After 61.30, I have room up all the way to 61.60, which is the all-time high where that double top is currently sitting at. So that is my plan and idea for ES/SPY. And then as far as the stocks that we have for this week, we do have a few good setups lined up. Nothing too crazy to write home about, though. I am dimming my watches a lot more to more of the stocks that are more consistent and more consistent with volume on the contracts and on the stocks. So it'll be a lot less weird stocks like Crowd, BABA, BA. A lot of those stocks I won't be covering a lot of the time now. I'm going to try it for a month, see how it goes, and see how we go about it from there. So with Apple here, if I go to the 4-hour here, you guys can see that we have struggled to close below 226. I zoomed in a little too much there. But you guys can see here on 226, you guys can see why I'm looking at this. The safer entry ideally would be around 225, but I'd be looking to take this at around 226 if this happens to show any weakness. So got nothing else to really look at for this. No trend lines, nothing to worry about, but it is a pretty solid level that we are going to be looking at for this week. You can also see that we've been kind of stuck in a range on this too, from 233 all the way down to 226, 225-ish. So for a range like this, it should be a good breakout or breakdown considering whichever side we come through on and if the market's going to be weak or strong when this does happen. So next up on my watch list is Microsoft. Microsoft here, if I go on the 4-hour, I think we talked about this last week. I don't remember, but if you guys see here on the 4-hour, you guys can see that 410 was the previous rejection area from the downside, and we happened to break that. We gapped down, happened to break it, and then we happened to be choppy the rest of the week. So going forward, since we did break out of 410 and we actually ended up closing back below 410 end of Friday, I will be looking to take this at around either 406 or 405. More likely, I'm going to wait till 405 just for a safer entry on this. I do have room down to 400, which would be my next support. After 400, it's just game over for this stock at that point. So keeping a pretty close eye here on Microsoft and seeing where we go at this past 405 into 400. And then last but not least, your guys' favorite stock is Tesla. If I go on the 4-hour here, you guys can see that we are finally breaking out of this long time range that we have been stuck in. I know there's a lot of levels in the chart. Don't worry about that. Just worry about what I'm showing you on the current screen. So we did close at 357, and we did reject off of this 4-hour trend line. We did close right at it, so who knows if we're going to reject off of it, close below it, open above it, who knows, right? So that's our job to see and look at where this opens up for tomorrow morning on Monday. Going forward on this, though, I will be looking at 355 as a possible entry and then 350 with my next trade being there. Now, with as much room as this stock can have, I want to be careful when it comes to charting and not wasting my time. So I'm going to be charting what's close to it for the meantime. If it gaps up, it gaps up. There's nothing to trade on it. If it gaps down, then I have more levels to chart on it. But that's for stock hours to know. we know, you guys know, for the ones who are in the chat and the ones who don't know, we do pre-market every day at 9 a.m. Eastern, and we go over any trade ideas that we're looking at for the day to trade and execute on. So pretty great system that we have going. This is kind of just a short summary to give you guys what we have lined up for the week. So, but that is about it for me though, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. With that much more being said, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it, and peace out.